do that.
Sweet.
Wow.
That's right. That's great. Color balance.
You're killing it.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just by being me?
In a good way. Yeah, of course.
Oh, good. That's the idea.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well for the most part. I feel like there's a lot of noises here.
Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't pick it up. That's fine. That's what they made AI tools for.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
as long as we're doing that kind of stuff with it, I think we're
Yeah,
fine.
you know, it's meant to help you with like the small things around your creativity,
Let's
right?
keep it small.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Of course. Um, I mean, that's just a fascinating conversation in itself. But yeah, I am definitely of the mind of like creativity is for humans. I don't know, that sounds weird too. Yeah, be creative.
Yeah, we are creators.
We are creators.
Yeah, in many ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Um, so welcome
thank you.
to Seattle's Best Brunch.
So delicious.
So delicious. Brunch all day, every day.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up my notes of the questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
As you can see, I have a lot of them.
What?
Yeah.
Did you have AI do that for you?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Real
No, I'm
question.
just kidding. No, I didn't. I did listen to your entire discography, and
Oh, well, okay.
the one thing I didn't do, mainly because of bad planning, but also time, is I didn't go through your entire Instagram, which I generally do.
Oh, that's fine.
But I am so curious about your music that I think it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll start with the first question.
Okay.
Who are you?
Whew, I'm a beam of light,
Yeah.
vibrating molecules.
Okay.
I'm an artist
Yeah.
at my core. I'm a songwriter and a singer
Yeah.
and a teacher
Mm-hmm.
and a parent and an astrologer
Mm.
and very Sagittarius,
Yeah.
the Leo rising and a Virgo moon.
And you remembered what mine was
Oh, yeah.
after like what, 2 months?
Yeah, that's why I'm an astrologer. I think
That's
like
incredible.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you got a good chart from what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing exactly the right stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm on the right path. If you ever see me looking, it's because I'm not trying to look at myself. I'm just trying to make sure.
It's okay
You know,
to look at yourself. But yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure it's still in
Okay.
focus. What am I gonna do? We're running now. Okay, so you're a person of many things.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna start with basic questions
Okay.
before we dive in.
Okay.
And before I give my opinion, who are your artistic ancestors?
Oh, whoa. That's a basic question.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thought you're like, where were you born? Oh, my artistic ancestors. Wow. I think, Joni Mitchell,
Okay.
Elton John, those guys. And I think Stephen Sondheim,
Okay.
musical theater
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Um, I think those guys, I think there's a lot of, I think I have a lot of musical ancestors, actual ancestors in my past,
Oh, okay.
lineage that come forward when I make songs. So
Yeah.
I don't know them, but I feel them. I think I have a lot of teachers as well. And I think some of that teaching comes through when you're an artist too. So I'm just going to stop at that.
So is music a big thing in your family?
Yeah.
Your brother's a singer, at
Yeah, I
least.
have 3 siblings and they're all musical.
Okay.
My parents were musical. My family, part of my family's musical theater lineage. And then there's guitarists and songwriters and
Yeah.
crafters and things. So, but yeah, there was always music in my house for sure.
Mm,
Of um, a variety of genres, but yeah, it was a creative place.
yeah.
And I was homeschooled for a lot of my
Oh,
life,
really?
especially in the younger years. And so, you know, you do some things and then you have the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of time playing piano and
Nice.
listening to musicals and writing songs in my
Yeah.
room early.
Wow. How early?
Really early. I mean, I remember I was 5-ish, 5 or 6, and I grabbed a guitar and started like strumming, and like I have written songs that were like in my little kid
Mm, mm,
handwriting.
mm.
So I feel like that's my first songwriting. Like I remember what they were, and I remember one of them was like at the end it was like about fire. It was like go, 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 go. And I like made the go smaller. And when I look back, I'm like, I was producing. Like
Yeah.
I heard that recording fade out. So it was pretty early.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
so cool. And is there, well, before I go into that, what were the musicals that were super inspiring to you?
Well, yeah, like the Stephen Sondheim musicals,
Okay.
like
Right, right,
Into
right.
the Woods, I was like all about that.
Gotcha.
And just because that writer was just like so interesting. It wasn't straightforward music. It took you on journeys and it was
Mm,
creative, but it was also really like monologue, like you could really hear the internal processing
mm,
of the character.
mm,
And so
mm.
um yeah, and then later like I love the rock musicals, Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
Things like that. But
Uh-huh.
I performed on stage when I was younger.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, it's in there.
And
Comes out.
do you still do musicals yourself?
I
It's
music
like an
direct
actor?
musicals
Right.
now, but
Okay.
I haven't been an actor in a musical in a long time.
Gotcha.
Someday, I think it'd be fun to jump back in.
Yeah.
But no, I'm in the more on the music directing for youth musicals
Right.
now. But yeah, I would like to jump back on stage, and I feel like my next kind of work is to write one,
Mm.
and so that's been buzzing around for many years, and I feel like it's coming.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Do you have do you have a topic you want to write about?
Maybe.
Yeah. Knew it. I already
um,
knew the answer to the question. Come on.
I know. I could tell it with your little eye. You like have a little eye thing where you're like, I know. Yeah, but I'm not gonna talk about it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's well, it's like there's some really important shit that we need to talk about and say. And
Yeah.
musicals have always, I think, should be a way to explore that and to help tell stories and make people feel things. And it's so interdisciplinary in the art.
Mhm.
Um, and so try to find a way to say some important things.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll see.
Yeah. Why do you feel like musicals get such a bad rap?
Because just I think a lot of musicals don't keep up with the music of the time, which
Mm.
they did, and so I think there's a wide range of enjoying musicals and different kinds of, but I think we need to, I'm really interested in the intersection between in rock music, indie rock music, rap music, all the music, the current music that we're making that's popular, in recording studios. Like, how do we perform not just in a bar venue, but like how do we put that on stage like a
Yeah.
musical?
Yes.
And what is that, And so I'm really interested, especially in like, I think that when you get to a certain place, you are doing that. Like you
Mm.
go to a big show,
Hmm,
in
hmm.
a stadium, like
Yeah.
that's musical theater,
Yeah.
guys.
Lady Gaga's, the
There's
Beyonces.
I mean, I saw Kendrick and SZA.
Yeah.
That's musical theater.
Oh
There's a
yeah, for
set,
sure,
there
for
are
sure.
dancers, there's a story, there's like it's a whole thing. And so, in fact, a couple years ago I sent my musical theater family the Kendrick like it was one the MTV awards or
Mm,
something
hmm, hmm.
performance, and I
Yeah.
was like, this is new musical theater. They never responded back,
Really?
but I was like trying to be like, guys, this is actually it. So
Oh, for sure.
yeah, so that's really interesting to me, and I would love to do that myself, but also work with artists to kind of bring that to life. And
Mm.
when we're not at stadium level,
Yeah.
when we're now level,
Yeah.
what does that look
We could
like?
talk.
Yeah, we for sure.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because everything's a story, right?
yeah,
And that's both within the song, but inter-song stories, set list as you're talking about. And it feels like just listening to your albums, you very much think about them in terms of stories,
Yeah.
right? So this question is for later, but how much are you intentional about sequencing?
So intentional.
Yeah.
I literally sent the sequence of the new record today in an email. It's like, okay, we haven't even started mixing yet. So I'm like, before you start mixing, I want to make sure, you know. And
Mm.
actually, the recent EP that I did, How to Love Yourself, I did it sequentially in the studio.
Oh wow.
So that's how serious I was about it. Like I already knew what the sequence was, and we did it.
Mm.
We recorded it that way, which meant that we were living it as we were recording it, what it felt like.
Mm.
And there was two that were actually switched, and I was like, "No, we're not ready for that now.
Mm.
Like I can feel it in my body. We need
Mm.
this now."
Mm.
And I'm so glad. It was just like so obvious. So I think it's really it's super important to me. I put a lot of effort into it. I have sticky notes that I rearrange, and think
Yeah.
about it. Because I think it's an experience, right? Like
Mm.
that's where the theater thing comes in. And like when I go to see music, like I want it to feel like an
Yeah.
experience, an immersive experience. And when you leave, you just like, whoa, I experienced something.
Yeah.
Not like, and then I went to the bar and got a drink and that guy stepped on my shoe and then, a line in the bathroom was long. Like, that's not an experience for me that I want to be in for
Yeah.
art,
Yeah.
So I think, same with an album. Like, I want you to put on the headphones and be like, let's go.
Hmm.
Where are we going?
Hmm.
So,
So you're
yeah.
very much an album artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Um, do you feel like the album is dead, as people talk
No,
about? No. Okay.
no, I don't.
Is there an album recently that you just like really enjoyed the experience of?
Well, I mean, I think I mentioned the Tyler the Creator
Yeah.
Chromacopia was just
Oh,
like,
right. Yeah.
guys, like that's an album. Um, and then I just recently this week got into the Olivia Dean
Mm.
stuff.
Hmm.
Um, the album is called
The Art of
Art of
Love.
Love. Thanks, yeah, and just that was beautiful. Um, I heard the Rosalia album.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
The
that's
new
an
one. The
album.
new one?
Yes, that's an album, right? That's an experiential
Yes.
thing. So I loved it. It
I
was
loved,
so
loved, loved
good.
that album.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, well, it's interesting. So I teach high school songwriting
Hmm.
right now. And I'm like, all right, we're going to do an album listening project
Yes.
in which I'm going to give you 30 albums that I curated.
Oh my gosh.
And you get to pick, you got to,
Okay.
and you can't have listened to it before. And then I led them through, they picked one that they just kind of liked the album art or whatever they're curious about. And I made them listen to it all the way through without doing anything and then just reflect on how
Mm.
that was. And then I had to listen to it again in a different setting, walk
Mm.
through the woods, go through
Hmm.
and then I had to find a song. And then they had to, I really was like, I'm going to teach you how to listen to an album. So I
Hmm.
think that part needs to be,
Hmm.
we need help, some
Hmm.
of us,
Hmm.
just because we're so like one song, but no, if somebody's put out an album, like I want to listen to the whole thing,
Yeah.
which sometimes means it takes me a little while to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm like, no, I'm going to enjoy because that's what you made.
Yeah.
That was their intention.
Yeah.
So it's like, going into an art exhibit and it's like, this is the collection. And you're just seeing one piece and you're like, cool. But like now that I see it in your curated collection, like, whoa, I have so many more feelings about it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's super interesting. Um,
What are you thinking about?
well, just like my brain's going in a ton of different directions. One direction is a band, obviously, but one direction my brain is
Oh,
going
look.
is, you know, potentially the reason why people think the album is dead is because, back in the day, when I think about albums, I do think about the Elton Johns, the Joni Mitchells,
Mm,
the Aerosmiths, the Queens, um, uh, even like Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor, right? Like these very Nas, Illmatic. I could probably name others if I really sat here and tried, but like they're every song is very intentional, And especially back in the day, every song was played 100 times before it was laid down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was rare that they sat in the studio and like played a song or like wrote it there. Maybe the Beatles did because that became like a way that they experimented or whatever. Um, and I think because of that, all the songs you would hear on an album were really good. But, you know, in modern age, it's like you can make a song like
Yeah.
that and you're really just trying to get the singles, or at least that's what it became. And then, you know, an album maybe lost its value because it was like, well, we're going to put these singles and then pack on all these other songs,
Yeah.
right? I mean, in the early 2000s, albums were like 18 songs. I just got to say, I'm a fan of the 10-song album.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. I like a good like 35 minutes is maybe my,
Yes.
40 maybe,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
yeah. It's about the range. But again, like I'm not going to put limits on people's art, and I think
Sure, sure, yeah,
everybody's different type of artist,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's also how do you work?
yeah.
Like I like to go into the studio and make the album in that chunk of time. And like my sibling Luca, for example, and a lot of artists now, like you do it different. I don't know how you do it, but like a lot
Yeah.
of people do it very differently, and they're just like, they do it little bits at a time, or like, and that's just how you work, what your creative
Mhm,
flow is, how like the funds are coming,
mhm,
just like all of the things. And so I've
mhm.
just learned that I like, and this might be part of my neurodiversity, being like, I need to just like a focused time on this thing, and then I need to be done with that.
And are you
Um,
completely new songs? Haven't been written, no
no,
chords or any.
no, I have the
Okay, okay,
songs.
okay.
I have the songs, and they're in a degree of finished. Of like, so like this album that I'm working on now, I recorded 12, accidentally 13. Whoops.
I'm not listening to it. Make it 10 or don't put it out.
There's interludes.
Okay,
Does that
okay.
count to
Yeah.
you as a
No, it
track?
doesn't. No, it
Okay,
doesn't.
all right.
Unless it's
There's like 12.
how I mean how long is the
I don't
interlude?
know. We'll see. I
Oh
have
my
not
God.
done yet. I have not done yet.
Okay,
But
okay.
some of the songs I went in, and we had been my collaborator Matt Badger is my musical collaborator, is amazing, and we've like sometimes we've been in the periods of our life where we've rehearsed a bunch and we've been playing shows. Last year I kind of didn't play very many
Mm,
shows. It just
mm,
wasn't feeling right, and we just
mm,
didn't. We had different things going on, and so we didn't have as many like rehearsals. And so about half of the songs like we had played before at shows, and then half of them, some of them I'm like, you've never heard this song, so let's go in. But
mm,
he's just so good, and the two of us are really good together in that, like, so many times where we've been like, all right, let's try this, and we play it and it's like nobody's heard it, and we're like, we could have just pushed record right
yeah.
there. So I work well in the moment
Yeah.
also, and I also have learned to trust that what
Mm,
happens in the moment sometimes is the best
mm,
thing.
mm,
Like
mm,
I'm just not an overworker. I am like, let's get this magic that just like happens
mhm,
now.
mhm,
I did have a moment after I left that I was like, can I hear what we did just to make sure that I don't need to
mm.
retract something? But I'm good. So yeah.
And Matt Badger, did he help with your other previous albums?
Yeah. I
Every
did.
single one?
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And what's his role?
Well, he's a multi-instrumentalist, but primarily is a drummer.
Okay.
He drummed for Ravenna Woods, that band, for
Mm,
a bunch of years, I think
I've heard of him.
still. And then, but he also is an artist, like songwriter himself.
Okay.
And so his station with with me is like, he's got his drum set. He's got an electric drum
Mm,
pad that
mm,
we add some electronic drum sounds in there, a trigger pad, and so he does those interwovenly. And then he has a synthesizer, and he has a guitar loop station, so sometimes he's playing with one stick, doing doing a thing, has a loop, like,
oh wow.
ideal collaborator. So
Dang.
yeah,
Lucky.
I try to just like pare it down. Like once we found the two of us, we're
Uh-huh.
like, this is all we need.
Oh,
This
for
is good.
sure.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to the production side of things,
Yeah.
um, how much are you influenced? Because you play piano, obviously, and
Hmm.
you're coming up with probably the top line melody and whatever.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
writing the songs.
um, how much is he coming in and
I'll be like, here's a song I have. And then he'll just
okay.
play whatever comes out of him. He's so intuitive. And
Mm,
we are so locked in as artists where he can just, that's what's great. It's like, I play with a lot of like expression is not there, but like leniency and like
Yeah.
the like I might slow it down. I
Yeah.
might not. So like we're not playing to a click track.
Yeah.
We're feeling it, and so he
Mm.
can. And I'm dynamic, so he can just follow me. So that's just been built up
Yeah.
over a decade of
Yeah.
playing together,
Yeah.
really. So, um, he'll sometimes so a lot of things he'll just go and I'll be like, "Oh, that's great. I love that." So it's just kind of dynamic. But I'm writing all the songs and
Mhm.
he's helping with arrangement and sound and idea and
Mm.
feel. And then when we're in the studio, it's pretty collaborative and we just all trust each other on what needs to happen. I mean, I'm pretty like, here's what we're doing, but I love it. Adding other people's ideas just like makes the music
For sure.
better.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun. You'll
Nice.
have to come next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, cool.
Um, and where do you record it at?
I record at Hall of Justice
Right.
Studios with Mike Davis at the helm and
Gotcha. The helm.
at the helm of the ship. Yes,
It's just
he's
fun to
great.
say.
Yeah, it's a good word.
Um, can we dive into your music?
Yeah. What did I write?
What did I write? Do
What
you,
did I do?
what do you do? How do I want to start this? There's certain artists that I hear and I'm just so enthralled by everything that they're doing. And I know and you can tell it's layered and you can tell it's intentional. And you can tell that they just don't give a fuck about like like genre or what you're supposed to do. Like
Mhm,
it's all just based on what the song is supposed to convey.
mhm.
Um and and they just like leave you wanting more. You're one of those
Oh
artists.
my gosh, thank you. That means I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Um in all honesty, I didn't really listen to your music before I asked you to be on
That's
this
fair.
show at the Labor Temple. Um but I heard stuff that you would put on Instagram.
Hmm.
So I knew you just had this gorgeous voice and you played piano and you just had like this dichotomous personality because in person you're super nice, but I think on Instagram you just have like this you have this rocker face and it's like, damn, she looks mean. Um
My pronouns are they, though.
oh sorry, sorry,
Just
sorry.
heads up. We didn't say that
Sorry.
earlier. So,
Uh damn, they look mean.
yeah, yeah.
Um
So mean.
uh but when I listen to your music, oh my God, so good.
What did you experience?
So good.
Oh, thank you.
I experience growth.
Hmm.
I experienced a story, a journey, sonically, lyrically, um, emotionally as well. And I experienced someone that, and I have a question on this, that realized it's okay for them to take up space and then took that space up.
Hmm. Interesting.
Um, and so let's dive into it. So they're not like super clean notes, but yeah, let's talk about the first album. So 2005, For All We Know.
2005?
That's what it said on Apple Music.
Definitely not 2005.
Okay, I was like, that's a long gap in between
That
2005 and 2020.
2005, and that's not the first album, although. So maybe Apple Music got it twisted, but
Damn. Okay, so on,
Some Kind of Humanness was 2020,
yep.
and then For All We Know was 2023.
Huh. Yeah, so on Apple Music it said 2005, which I
Okay,
thought was
that's
weird.
strange.
Okay,
That's a
so
glitch. Because I was definitely not writing that then, and yeah, but go ahead.
okay, so I guess my question still applies, but reverse. So for all intents and purposes, they're the same songs
On the
perf-
first two.
performed differently.
Hmm.
So I guess what was sort of the decision that went
Yeah.
into that, and I guess what happened in between those
Oh,
two.
yes, so much. Good question. Yeah, I in 2019, huge life change.
Mm,
You know, like left a marriage, got became, came out as queer, non-binary, became a single parent, and just really came into
mm,
myself. I was like, okay, and I had to make a record right there.
mm.
I had been, you know, making records with bands and as
Okay.
collaborators, but I had always been writing songs, but I had never like released a record under my name. And
Mm,
I'd had these songs that have just been common for so many years. And so I was like, got a divorce, made a record like within 3 months,
yeah.
and that was the first one. And I was like, okay, I like in 4 weeks, so let's go do it, So we
Mm,
kind of just, that's when I was like, Matt, can you come do this? We got some other folks. We did that, and that was that first record of the songs. And then from that, I started practicing as a band with Matt Badger and a couple other folks that helped me make that. And then there was four of us, and the songs just grew and
mhm,
became a thing. It was during the pandemic, and so we were like quarantined as a band basically.
mm,
And it felt the songs grew and just changed and morphed, and I
mm,
wanted to capture that
mm,
sound. And
mhm,
so we went to Anacortes, what is it? Unknown, the studio at the Unknown, which is just a big old church, old church that just turned into the space. And so we just mostly just played them all live
mhm,
for
mhm,
the most part as a
mhm,
band. So it's like, I need to capture this. They're different, but they're the same. So, so some of the same songs, we added a few more.
mhm.
So it's really, I think, just about capturing the sound of that
Gotcha.
time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So was it intentional to have the For All We Know be a little bit more like gritty and not as like polished, and it has that more live sound, I guess?
Yeah, it was definitely like, let's capture what we sound like when we're playing all together.
Okay.
Um, and some of the grittier moments, and just that it was a snapshot of where that was. And yeah. And then after that, I got I fired half the band.
Oh, damn, really?
Well, we won't get into that.
Okay,
But,
that's fine.
transitions happened,
Yeah.
and for the better. And then Matt and I were able to work together. And
Okay.
that's when we made the other one.
Um, okay, let me look at this and see. So For All We Know, you added, but there were some kind of humanness. The only difference would have been some kind of humanness in that song.
Yeah.
Hmm. Is there a reason why you didn't have it on For All We Know?
I don't know. I think it just was like a really special moment in the studio recording that. Like, it was a really sacred song for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to do it with the band. I don't know.
Mm,
I move a lot on instinct when I'm making music, making art. And,
yeah.
yeah, we added Slow Down, I think we
Mm-hmm.
added, and then Sorry Boys for
Sorry,
that second
boys.
one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was more of the vibe. And I do love that song, and it's super important. And it's really about immigration and
Mm.
borders
Sorry,
being,
boys?
no,
Oh.
for some kind of humanness.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I do want to re-record that now
Mm, mm-hmm.
because it's needed now.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. It was a special, sacred song
Mm-hmm.
that I'll bring back in another way. I'm glad I didn't do it actually on that
Mm.
record.
What made you write that song in 2020 or 2019?
That was one. I was like I think I was subbing in music classrooms. I've been in music classrooms as a teacher, and then I've like done some subbing. And the great thing about that is you just are in a room with a piano a bunch. So if I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, so I got to just, it was in this moment where I was like, in between classes and room with the piano. And I think it was like the Syrian refugee crisis, where it's just like
Mm,
pictures, and it was just like, and it came out like that very quickly. Um, it's like, this invisible line is like one of the main, I almost called it invisible line, but so it's continually relevant,
yeah.
and in so many ways. So,
Yeah.
but that was the initial spark, was just like the images of children on like toy rafts trying to, like
Mm.
get across the border.
That's the song where you say, um, On a $3 toy
Yeah.
raft. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's where that's a very literal line then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a metaphorical line.
No. Yeah.
Um, I have a yeah. So what I wrote about that song, um, I guess. Well, before I dive into that, so how do all those songs play together then on some kind of humanness? Like, what's the story arc?
That one was less of a story arc because it was like these are the 10 songs that I've been writing over the last
Hmm.
decade. You know what
Oh,
I
gotcha.
mean? So
Okay.
these are the ones that are just have been coming up for
Hmm.
me. So I don't that one was less intentional as far as I mean definitely as I put it together, I thought all about, how things flow, but so much of that was like I need to get these out of my body
Hmm.
now.
Mm.
As I feel it feels I'm sure you feel that. I don't know if you feel that too where you like have songs in your body and then you like need to get it out
Mm.
and then I feel like I've really literally released something. Um so that was like a clearing of like whew,
Yeah.
this is the last decade of my life.
Yeah.
Um
Very cathartic.
yeah, it always is for me.
Okay.
The albums, it's like it's therapy, the process of it,
Hmm.
of me doing it, and then the after stuff is like, oh, I guess I gotta make this therapy look cute, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like for me, I'm like, oh, okay, I feel better now that I got those out, and maybe it's just like. I think for a while because I've been a musician, a songwriter for so long, and it took till 2020 for me to like put them and release them and be like, "Oh, I'm the artist."
Mm.
It's like me being like, "I am okay, I'm a channel. All right, got to do this." Um but I think I lost my train of thought what I was saying about that, but yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what I was talking about.
Yeah.
It was cathartic. It was I need to
Cathartic. Yeah.
do it
Yeah.
and get
Oh,
it out of my
there wasn't
body.
like a huge story arc to it.
There was
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But
Um
within each song, like again, I could tell that you loved like cinema and like in stories and music. I guess musical theater being like the core of that. But there was something about the way you would arrange and write both the words and the music that like when I thought you were going to go here, you went there, and it
yeah,
was like so fun
I
to
like
just
to do
like
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that about your music.
Thank you.
It's so, and I love it and I hate it too. Because sometimes I'm like, damn,
You're like, "That
why
was
didn't you
not
give
what I
me the thing that
expected." Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, I know. I felt that way about which I now know is the extended version of Secret War.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably my
Right.
second favorite song of
Okay.
yours,
Mhm.
and the whole time I'm like, yeah, 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 give it to me, give it to me. And then you do it for like 2 beats,
Yeah.
and then you end the song. I'm like, nah, nah. Play it again. Go back.
Run it back. Well, live, I mean, all bets are off. Like,
Yeah.
if
Okay.
I do a song live, like, we'll probably do that.
Yeah.
We'll go for it. We don't just play it exactly how. I
Yeah.
don't think I ever play the same thing
Yeah.
again. So, but that's what happened that time. But yeah.
What is Secret War about?
Oh, that was definitely around, the idea of like, when you gotta do a thing, but you don't want to do it. Like there's a truth inside of you, but
Mm,
it's like a truth that will really change a lot of things.
mm, mm,
And you're like, if you admit to yourself what that is, that's like part of the process of like, okay, this is gonna a real thing I have to now make changes in my life about. But
mm,
for so long, you're like, well, you fight with yourself about it. It's
mm,
like you sort of gaslight yourself like is that no and so it's this internal like struggle that you're having with yourself to really like acknowledge the truth of what you're feeling that then will have ripple effects in your life.
yeah. Do you find that you're able? Because I'm assuming that's about your marriage and your queerness, non-binariness.
Yeah, probably all of that.
Do you find you're able to write those songs as you're experiencing that, or does it have to wait until after like
Good question.
the like climax of it,
I
I guess?
think the way I write songs is sometimes very mysterious to
Mm-hmm.
me even where I'm like I'll sit down at a piano, or I'll just like feel like, oh, I'm gonna light a candle. I'm gonna like I'm feeling the spirit. Like I need to sit down and do something, and then I'll do something, and the words will come out, and then I'll like cry
Mm,
because I'm not really ever trying to write about a thing.
mhm,
Even though it's very cathartic, it ends up being the thing I need to write about, but I don't
mhm.
really try to. I just show up, and then the thing comes out. I'm like, okay, that's probably about that. And it usually is stuff that is for me, like it's like a lesson. Sorry, I keep it. It's like a lesson for me that I need to hear,
Mm,
and so it's like I'm not like, now let me tell you about this story about what's going on. It's like, okay, those are my insides coming out in a way. And sometimes I'll write it. I'm like, I think I know what that's about, and then I've had this happen with a couple
mm,
songs it's pretty creepy. It's
mm,
like I'll write it and be like, okay, I think I know what that's about. And then like 2 weeks later, something will happen, and I'm like, oh, it was about that. It's a
mm.
little psychic songwriting that has happened to me sometimes. Where I'm like, that's what that's about.
Yeah,
Wow, okay.
yeah.
So sometimes they're just take on a life of their own. So I think it's intertwined with like the experience.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And is that experience that you just described, is that like a thing that hasn't happened and you wrote about it, or you fully didn't comprehend that this song was about this thing until you
Mm.
had this new experience
Hmm.
and it showed you like, oh, I still have to work through this or whatever.
Both.
Okay.
I've had like really very specific things where I'm like, I thought I was writing about this thing, and then something happened. I was like, whoa, that was writing about this thing that happened later.
Gotcha.
But usually that's not that's happened a couple of times. Oftentimes, like I'll write it and it has just like it's like got medicine in there, and I just get a little it's like, oh, I get that. And then
Mm,
when you keep singing it and you perform it, you have this experience where like, I wrote that 10 years ago and I'm still singing it, and yeah, it was about that situation, but like I just got something new
mm,
out of what I wrote then that is occurring to me right now about it. So I think that's the layered, like, that's the beauty of songwriting for me,
mhm,
is like it's sort of mysterious to me as well.
mhm, mhm,
And yeah, so I think it gets deeper, and there are layers to understanding what that line was. There's sometimes like, oh, that's what that line was about. I kind of didn't even get the depth of it,
mm.
till like years later.
Yeah.
So
Is there a song that does that more to you than others?
Um, I mean, Secret War for sure. I
Hmm.
mean, Fight Your Devil, because it's
Mm,
such an old that's like one of the earliest songs I feel like I wrote. That one um definitely always has some like, okay, that applies. Sometimes like that applies to certain situations. I think I'm getting more honest and direct with my lyrics
mm,
now. I've realized with this last record I'm just making, and I usually like there's some of them are real vague.
mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm,
Where I'm like, that could mean a lot of things, because part of it was maybe being afraid of being so honest about certain
mm,
things,
mm.
right? It's like I'm still living with that person, so I don't want, or whatever, but or I don't want that person to know what I wrote. But now I'm like, nah, I am getting more direct and honest, and so I don't know how that will stand in the future. But my past songs are pretty like there's a lot of space for interpretation, I
Yeah.
think. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
what do you?
in my head, I'm like listening, and as you were finished, I was like, I wonder if because they're leaning forward, they're out of focus.
Oh,
It's just me being like, when I go to
do
edit this,
yeah, 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 yeah.
I usually only use one angle anyway. But I do want to say, in the albums, I guess if we're only taking some kind of humanness and how to love yourself.
Mhm.
It does, at least for me, the listener, it's like the first album was very much, I don't know, kind of like stuck in the middle. Again, I don't think you fully want to take up this space that I know you can take up. There's some songs where you do, and when I say that, I guess it's more like really leaning into the emotion and the performance and the power of your voice
Yeah.
um and a lot of the lyrics are also kind of like well, there's this, and but there's also this, and it's really exploring the nuance and the
Hmm.
dichotomy of life and all these things. Um, and How to Love is to me, which is funny you bring this up, is kind of like also doing that, but having more boundaries.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like there's more confidence in that of like, yes, there's nuance, but
Yeah.
also this is what it is.
Well, I think the boundaries is a main theme of, I mean, really how to love yourself, you have to have boundaries.
Hmm.
That's, if I had to put it in a thesis, that's kind of what it is,
Mm,
right?
mhm,
And like
mhm.
that is actually loving yourself,
Yeah.
is protecting and honoring your own self and your space and what you need, and that's okay. That's important, and
Yeah.
that's actually how you love other people
Hmm.
too.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I appreciate you saying that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, of course. What was the hardest thing for you to like establish those boundaries?
Uh, I mean, I think it's a constant practice,
Hmm.
just because people don't like it
Yeah,
when you tell them no,
especially in Seattle.
right? And I'm specifically thinking of family, a lot of
Yeah, for
family
sure.
boundaries. But,
Mm, don't even get
and
me started.
I mean, that's a lot of what I've been going through for sure. And yeah, that's, it's hard because it's like like you don't just be like, okay. No, you have to like keep reasserting those
Yeah.
things. And so I think like when I'm writing a song about it, it's also helping me remember, say, I have to say it every single time. Like,
Mm,
I don't want you anywhere near me. I'm going
mm,
to say that again. And every time I perform it, I'm going to mean it,
mm,
and it's, so it
mm,
helps me because
mm.
it's like, you're not a mean person if you set boundaries. I think sometimes we get that mixed up. People think that you're like terrible if you don't communicate with your family. And you're like, well, there's been a little history,
Yeah.
and I love them. And this is just how we have to be right now.
Hmm.
So I think, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to kind of like stand in that and you're always like, am I doing the right thing? And you just be
Mm,
like, yes,
yeah.
yes, you are. So,
I think I saw recently that you and your brothers performed somewhere.
yeah.
Is Was it important? Was that like more important because of this experience that you're going through?
Yeah, well, we were a band for a while. I
Okay.
we I made a band with my siblings after my parents' divorce. I was like, we called it Youth Rescue Mission. I'm an older sibling, obviously. I'm like, come on, guys, and we made this really beautiful album with Gary Mula, who I don't know if you knew Gary, but he passed last year. He's
Mm,
just the most amazing, you know, mentor to everybody in this town.
mm,
And we got to make a record with him, and it was very much a processing of our family stuff, but also yeah, it was therapy for us as a unit,
mhm, mhm,
siblings. And yes, now, they all are making music, and their music is so beautiful. And specifically, Luca is doing such healing music work
mhm.
and sound healing. And it was for Luca's set at the cathedral, is what we
Gotcha.
were performing for. So it always feels good to sing with your siblings, with like, you're just like, wow, there's something going on
Mm,
when you just put our voices together. So yeah, very healing for sure.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, music. I mean, music is one healing too. It's all about energy exchange, right?
Hmm.
And I think just the past 30 minutes, I don't know how long it's been. Um, like that's kind of been a thread
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
is like, um, I don't necessarily know what I'm gonna write about. It's just I'm just gonna let it flow through me,
Hmm.
you know. Um, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, I was just pausing to see if you were going. It looked like you were going to say something. Um, what Elton John song do you like to play?
Well, you asked me at the beginning. I'm like, I mean, I went back like to my childhood. So I think,
Oh, it's still there.
I mean, yeah, but like that was where I really started to learn how to play like rock piano. Like
Mm,
I was like, oh, you can play like this.
yeah.
So I like Holy Moses.
Okay.
I've been new. That whole song. What is that? It's a border song. I think it's called Border Song.
Is it?
So
Okay.
funny, interesting. But
I
you
don't,
know, I do a Benny and the Jets when I'm doing
of
some.
course.
It's a crowd
Yeah,
pleaser
classic.
sometimes.
Yeah.
It's the best piano, but yeah, thanks to Elton for helping me with piano. Like you gotta play it.
Mm.
So like the piano at the Hall of Justice that I play, I went this recently is just I love that piano so much, but it's like you have to. It wants you to play it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I love doing that, like using my foot, like you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
in, and
uh-huh.
so like I don't know. I think Elton, I channel him when I
Oh, yeah, I could
get
feel
into
it. I
it.
could feel it. There's so many songs I'm like, I mean, that's an Elton riff
I
right
mean,
there.
I've used my
Yeah.
elbow. Like I like to make it messy. I think that's also what I learned. Is just like you don't have to be precise. You can
Yes.
actually just so much of my stuff. I'm just like plop 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 plop, and you're like, that's not be cool.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
this last record also got in and played the strings with the pick.
Of course you did.
So fun.
Of
Yeah.
course you did. So, I mean, like, was that encouraged when you were younger, like this exploration of musical instruments,
Oh, of instruments,
or just in general?
yes, but not musical genre because I grew
Okay.
up in the Christian cult
Oh, okay.
world.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So it was very much like once I started I did go to high school, a real school, and then I started immediately listening to, like Chris Cornell and
Yeah.
Nirvana
Yeah.
and Metallica.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, oh God, the
Yeah.
devil has taken our child. And I remember like going into my kitchen and pulling out the trash and seeing my Alice in Chains CD
Which
broken.
one? The
Was
one with the woman in the dirt?
Yep.
Oh my God.
And I was just like,
With Rooster on it?
like no words, just that. So like musical exploration beyond
Yeah.
like certain things. If it's not Crosby, Stills and Nash, or
Oh
not,
God.
or Joni Mitchell, so like, or musical theater, like there were some little like things, but like, so I really had to. Maybe that's why I'm here in Seattle, because I ended up
Yeah.
following, just like I'm gonna go where there's
Where are you from?
good music. Well, I was born in Southern California,
Okay.
and then when I was 8, my family moved to rural Montana.
Gotcha.
So that's where that happened.
Um, it's funny that your parents allowed Elton John.
I know there was some interesting. We were like, and like David Bowie. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
That's on my mom's side, Yeah, but
Hmm.
it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird, but it was okay because it was their idea, But it's my idea. Like if I'm, individuating.
Hmm.
I mean, that's classic, right? Like teenagers doing that and adults being like, "What is this music?" Like, come on, could you be more cliche? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So,
I never had that
you
experience.
didn't?
No.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, my parents were off doing their own thing, which is like a whole nother story. But um, even if I was a bad kid, I wasn't a huge bad kid. And I think that also helped whenever I would explore, or experiment, or listen to crazy music, they're just like, oh, I mean, you're doing well in school. I really can't ask for more, you
Yeah,
know?
they weren't
Um,
like the devil is taking over your brain.
no,
Okay.
not at
Yeah.
all. If anything, they were doing worse things. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, uh, mm, it's my favorite guitar solo of all time. Mm, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Pause for a guitar solo. Okay,
It's Hotel California.
it is Hotel
Okay.
California. Of course, it
Oh,
is.
Eagles. I did have a cassette tape of the Eagles.
Really?
And my dad and I remember like getting it and being like, rock and roll. Like that was that's so funny they're talking about it because that was on the like that's okay
Oh,
list.
wow.
And yeah, interesting.
I
I
love
know.
when shit like that happens. The universe being like,
Just opened you up a little bit. Yeah.
um, okay, so I don't most of my other questions are just like comments essentially about like, wow, what a cool experience, super dope instrumentation, what a dope song. That's what I wrote. uh
What was that for?
who knows, who cares?
Oh yeah, I like that song.
So good.
I like that song.
I raise my voice to tell you how I feel. I guess it's not what you needed. I'm starting to think I'm someone else. Damn.
Sorry.
Do you remember what that line was about?
Yeah, that was like that song I wanted to write like a line by line of an argument.
Oh my god, I knew it too. I
It's
was
like
like,
one line per like
I've
yeah,
felt this
yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah. And then like when you're in an argument with someone and like but in your brain you're like, "Okay, I'm learning a lot about you and I'm going to keep saying this." But in my mind I'm like, "Yeah, I think maybe we're different and maybe I need to think about moving." It's just like
Mhm.
but you're still in the argument, but you're not going to say that stuff. So it's like, you know.
Have you ever had the reverse experience where you're in an argument and you're like, wow, I'm learning a lot about myself right
Oh, yeah,
now?
totally. But I think honestly, I'm probably doing the other one a lot more. I'm like, okay, noted. Noted.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Let me just pull out some lines. I'm like savoring let's see. Oh, when it all becomes sound, the transition from like just the vocals to the wall of sound.
Mhm.
So fucking cool.
Thank
I
you.
love stuff like that. Um, you can be right or you can be seen. You can be a righteous fake.
It's supposed to be you can be right or you can be safe.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
You kind of I'm gonna change it. Safe. You can
which
be a
is
righteous fake.
deeper.
Yeah. Changes the whole
It
entire
really
meaning.
does, right?
Do you remember where that's from? Why you wrote that?
I mean that's just kind of like yeah, when you're in, and just similar ending. Well, so many things are like in the process. Like a lot of those songs were like in various relationships, not just one. But just like in the process of the discovering
Mm,
of like I need to move. Again, it's like in the in between of the decision. Like you don't just like I'm in, I'm out. Like there's a long period of time in which you're questioning and going through a lot of things and sometimes you're always weighing like is it safe for me to say
mm,
what I think
yeah.
here
Yeah.
or am I just going to get something else gonna I'm just gonna
Mm,
get told I'm wrong or I'm just gonna like
mm,
whatever the situation is
yeah.
but yeah, I mean that's come across in a couple others after
Yeah.
that as well, so
Yeah. I'm asking a question, but you don't have to answer
okay.
it. Have you how with I mean I think I don't want to phrase it. I think being a parent is hard.
Hmm.
How have you taken those lessons and like built environment for your daughter to explore and like have this safety to like share honesty and authenticity
Mm,
and like because I think parents naturally are just like shut it down.
mm.
But I think you've had enough experience, especially just listening to your music, where like maybe that's not the right thing. So
Yeah.
how do you go
Yeah.
about that?
Well, I mean, yeah, we have it's a very like all your emotions are good. I want you to have space to share them and to it's, like there's space for you to feel all the emotions.
Mm,
And I will say like, my kid's dad and I like he's a great dad and we have a really good relationship and I'm really like grateful over time
mm,
that we've been able to give her an experience of two households that is not at odds with each
yeah,
other. So
yeah,
that's a huge like
for sure.
healing repair. There's a lot of reparenting of myself
Mm,
that I'm doing as a
mm-hmm,
parent,
mm-hmm,
just in like the choices that I'm making, and you're just like, wow, I didn't have that, and I get to give this to my kid, and it's so that's like this like cycle of healing for
mm,
sure. But I think for my just being a parent, like I just it's so much like she's such a mirror,
mm.
and it's like like the other day, I don't lose my temper very often, but I could not open this peanut butter jar and I
Oh
was
my
really
god.
mad and I just like stabbed
Oh
it
my gosh.
and then threw it in the sink and my kid was like, okay, that's how we're
I love that. That's
that's
so funny.
how she told her friend at school. She's like, so this my mom did this, and so that's how my morning went, But so we're just really honest about it, And I think I narrate my emotions out loud to
Mm,
her and
mm,
model
mm,
it. I'm
mm.
just like, okay, I'm having a hard time right now. Just letting you know, I'm gonna take some deep breaths. If I'm like at all impatient, I'm like, I'm gonna go in my room and I'm gonna regulate. Like I don't hide my own emotions, but I show how to work through them. It just model it
Yeah,
is the best thing
yeah.
that I can do for her. And she will, and I'm also just like really, I always try to check myself. Parents are like, do this, and you're like, but would you do that?
Mm,
So that's like my biggest parenting hack is like, are you telling them to do something that you don't even do?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, why should I yell at you? I don't yell. Why do why do I be like, why are your clothes on the floor? And I literally look at a pile of my own clothes on
Mm,
the floor. So it's just like, it's just the double standard, it's so triggering. Even if I have an amazing kid and she's pretty easy and great,
mm.
um, it still like triggers all these things. So yeah, I'm grateful for being a parent. I'm grateful for her. She's so dope. And she's on this last record.
Oh, is she? Nice.
She got to be in the studio for the first time with me, and she just killed it,
That's cool.
like immediately. Perfect take. Okay, let's double it. Doubled perfect take. I
Oh,
was
wow.
like, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Have you found that, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of self-awareness, reflection, like um awareness in the moment, like channeling emotions. Have you
Hmm.
found that that's helped with the songwriting?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like narrating your experience, your internal experience out loud has been so helpful
Mm,
in everything. But that's what I think is essentially what I'm doing
mhm,
with writing songs is
mhm.
like narrating what's going on in there.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think they go into each other. And it's just like where I'm at in my life now.
yeah,
Um, yeah, trying to be healthy, trying to be well for the people, for myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have two questions. Well, three questions.
Let them rip.
Um, is there a song you wish you wrote that's someone else's?
I don't know if there's a song I wish I wrote. I mean, just because I've had Olivia Dean's "A Couple Minutes"
Mm,
on repeat.
yeah,
I'm like, damn, that's a good song.
yeah, it's a good song.
I'm like, so good. So, um, no, I mean, I don't think I see it that way.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. I couldn't have written that. I write my own. It's just,
yeah,
it's a language. So,
yeah.
yeah. I don't
I wish I wrote "Taught Me to Love."
You personally wish you wrote that?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Um, it's visceral,
Hmm.
and not in like a negative way, in like a kind of like what we've been talking about. Like I think really good songs are visceral because you feel it in the core of you.
Hmm.
Um, and that song does that.
Oh.
And the lyrics are super like relatable. Uh, I'm a butcher them, but you taught me how to build, so I built this wall. Oh my god.
I know.
You taught me how to run, so I run this mouth, and people don't like what I say. Essentially, I butchered it, but
Right.
it's just like
Yeah.
I love the writing where it like plays with the language and like flips the script,
Mm.
to use that phrase. So that's one.
Thank you.
Two, the arrangement is just like so fucking dope.
Yeah, I love that's maybe one of my favorite song. And you didn't see the music video?
Is there a music
Oh
video?
my
Okay, I
god,
have to.
you are in for it.
Oh my god.
If you
Okay.
think that song is visceral, you should see how I you will see after this. Because I really, when I made the music video, like when I made this song, I saw the music video.
Hmm.
Like it was one of those where I'm like,
Hmm.
I just have to make
Yeah.
because and I was like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
Like it's in my body.
Yeah.
Like, so the visceral feeling, I felt that immediately and had to like I saw it in my, in my vision when I wrote it, which doesn't always happen with all the songs, but that one for sure.
Yeah.
Um
Um, it it was like what I wanted Secret War to be,
yeah.
the extended version,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I'm also very much of like artistically, you could do whatever you want, and as a listener, like I could want whatever I want, but like the artist makes the choice.
Yeah. No, it really went there.
Yeah, so I was walking my dog,
Okay.
and like out loud, I was like, "You better fucking go there. You give it to me. You better go there." And then you did. I
Don't
was like,
Secret War
"Ah,
me.
this is so
So good.
satisfying."
Yeah, it is. It does feel really satisfying.
It's
Part of that is more synthesizers.
more add more
That's
to this. That is
actually
true.
what it
That is
is.
true. That is
I
true.
started using synthesizers and turning up the bass and like
Mm,
fucking with it and
yes,
turning knobs and like
I loved it.
Matt started,
And
and
he's like playing with your
oh
voice,
yeah.
and
Well, I use a looper, and
oh, is that
like
what that is?
yeah,
Okay.
and I use that seamless. Like that's just part of my thing now. I
Yeah.
loop and then I twist the knobs.
Oh, so that's all you.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, that's like me live mostly.
Like
So when
just
we did that song, like we had been playing that a couple of times, and we just like go. So
yes.
and basically, what you hear is what we did
Yeah.
live. We didn't mess too much with that. That's like an
Wow.
experience. Not many. We didn't do any overdubs for that. Like I'm doing all of that. And like and some of those things, like the way I'm like, I don't know how that happened. I
That's
really
so
don't.
you're just
Like, I
in it.
can't believe that it was perfect, but I couldn't. We don't do it like that ever again.
Ah,
We get pretty close, but it's
yeah, yeah,
like that was just one of those things where like, wow, that worked. That
yeah.
was it.
That makes me love it so much because I mean, I already felt that of like, wow, to have been in the studio while this was being made,
Yeah.
like like they were just fucking zeroed in.
Yeah.
They were just in the music, ch- channeling the energy.
Yep.
And I guess I just assume because there are a lot of vocal layers, and then you do
Yeah.
like the stutter effect on
Oh,
your
that is all
vocal.
on the looper in the
The fact
moment.
that it's all in the moment like makes it 10 times better. Well, no,
Yeah.
it's already a 10 for me, so it makes
Yeah.
it
Oh, it's an
10%
11.
better.
Yeah, but I think that's what's great about it is like we are playing
Yeah.
off of each other
Mm,
in with the energy that's in the room. And I think yeah, with that one especially because it was so like I'm getting angry. Like I'm feeling that finally feeling the power of my anger and like
yes.
being able to let it go and like digging deeper and now that you've brought up like those other albums I hadn't really thought about like even the progression from Secret Word to there and like letting myself go like for
Yes.
sure that is like it feels different and I am just like and maybe I'm getting older, you know what I mean? That's part of it is like as you get older you give way less fucks
Oh,
in
for sure.
general,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm just like I already said those things and now and also after I recorded some of the earlier stuff those have been backed up, so
Mm,
now I'm writing now, you
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
more
yeah,
present,
yeah.
so I'm able to like expand on what I'm feeling in the moment, and I've gone through some things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, my actual question on that was, what was it? Because now I know it was all live. Like, what
Yeah.
was it like to say, I can't find myself 14 times?
You counted. Well, oh my God. Because when I did the video, like I'm doing that and like I got covered in slime.
Oh, shit.
I can't wait for you to see this. I
Yeah,
wish you'd seen it before, but that's fine. You need to do your research. No, I'm
I
just
know, I know. I
kidding.
only researched the actual music.
It's fine.
Sorry.
No, I'm excited. You'll have to let me know later. But like did that to the camera really directly. That was like a new experience of like acting to the camera,
Yeah.
this song that I made and wrote and was wild. So in doing that, in bringing in like my childhood acting experience, I was like, okay, like I have to find different aspects of I can't find myself.
Mm,
It's a journey of it.
mhm, mhm,
Like
mhm.
there's the beginning, and I learned that really through the making of the
Mm,
music video because I had to like do it. I
yeah.
had to act it and really do it. So embody it. And so I was like, okay, how does it starts a little bit like, where the fuck am I?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, oh shit, like, no, where, no, oh my gosh, but where, and then it's like, so I think I love a line that can mean a bunch of
Yes.
different things.
Yes, yes, yes.
Like, give me a line that can mean so many things. And, it's like classic acting, assignment where like, say this line in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
And it means different things and all these things.
Yeah.
So,
Do you
yeah.
listen to John Bellion at all?
Mm-mm.
Um, he has a song called Father Figure.
Mm.
It's so good.
I'll have to
So
check it out.
good. But he talked about like part of that writing of that song was he wanted to take the word sick and use it throughout the song, and as the song develops, it starts to feel different.
I love that.
Yeah, and the song's about being a father and like struggling with like fame and wanting to be a celebrity and all this, but and want to have the Ferrari and the nice car, and it just kind of like sickening him
hmm
when really all he wants is to be a dad, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the beauty of language.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing. Um, is there? I need to wrap this up because I can't keep you here all night. Is there something or a song that you really wanted to talk about or you really want to share?
A song that that has come up that I think is one of my favorites that I made was Me and Your Mind. And I
Mm-hmm.
recorded it very differently than anything else, like the opposite of that in a way. It was just a really special moment. But that one, it's the opposite of all the layers and all of the go,
Uh-huh.
the depth and all the different, tweaks and the
There you
electronics
go.
ones. It's just me and the piano.
Yeah.
And it was so good to do that because that's just like where it all is for me, is like
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
This is it's like my heart is connected to my hands and my fingers and then just go.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was an opportunity to do that. And, that one is really like I started playing it. I think Matt was playing with me at first. And then I was like, guys, I'm going to have to do this by myself. I need to turn off all the lights. I'm going to need to go outside for a second. I'm going to go back in. Like, I need to have a moment. And they, Mike Davis is the engineer. He's just on it. He's like, great, everybody, like candles, like,
Yeah.
okay, this is a thing. And I was just like, I just need to do this and like feel
Yeah.
it the
Yeah.
most and cry as I'm doing this, and if you, I did it, in one take. And then you always know when you do something, it hits emotionally, and like I go in the booth and they're just like crying,
Oh.
and just like, I think that's all we should. Matt was like, I don't think I should add anything to that,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I knew, and I listened back to it and I was like, wow, okay. And that one, I love is like at the very end. I love letting a piano ring for as
Yes.
long as
Yeah.
possible. And if you stay with that track and you keep going and you don't switch, you let that whole pause, and then you'll hear the pedal and
Yeah.
then you'll hear me exhale.
Okay.
And
That's how
Mike
it is.
kept the exhale in, and I think even like boosted it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just like the most honest, real, like that was an emotional moment for
Mm-hmm.
just me. And so it's a really special song. It says a lot. I love singing it, but the process of recording it was like, to me, what the core of a song is.
Yeah.
So
And why that song? Like, why did that song bring out that emotion?
I mean, it's Me and Your Mind. It's just like people's projection of, they are projecting things onto me. It was like me saying like, it was really the ultimate boundary stay.
Mm.
It's just like, now I'm going to say what I want to.
Yeah.
And I don't want you anywhere near me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, being able to speak those words,
Mm.
and it's just like, and you're not a hateful person. You just don't know how to love yourself.
Mm.
To me, that was what this whole thing was about, and it's just like, there's a lot of hateful things. It's like, oh, you're saying hateful things, and people say hateful things, and it's just like, ultimately, it's like, it's because they don't know how to love themselves that they're
Yeah.
saying those
Yeah.
things. So it was like a way of maybe actually getting to forgiveness. Like, that's the closest I can get to forgiveness,
Mm.
in some ways. Um, to try to see them in that way, but also be, firm on who I am and not letting people put things on me that in their mind, that's your version of me. And so if you're gonna have your version of me in your mind,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not me. And so yeah.
Because the lyric is, "I'm not the me in your mind," right? Something like that.
Yeah, that's not me. It's just the me in your mind.
So it's just me
Yeah.
in the mind. Yeah. Again, it's like such a simple lyric, but
Yeah.
says so much.
Yeah. Like that was one of those lyrics that like when it came was like, oh, I have to say that. Okay. Like lyrics will come like that to me where it's just like, oh, wow, I guess I have to say that. I can't not say that now. I have a responsibility to it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn, okay. So, I mean, last question. It's the standard.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I love giving flowers to people.
Hmm.
Who do you feel like you want to give flowers to?
Yeah.
It has to be a specific person.
I got a person.
Yeah, okay.
I watch your interviews.
Yeah. Okay, good. Some people like the whole
I
Seattle
thought
scene. I'm
about it.
like,
No, I'm gonna give it to my friend Darla Ray.
Darla
Darla
Ray.
Ray runs the band, leads the band, Kratorus. And I asked Darla to come. She did a feature on this last record, and it was ugh,
Good.
incredible. I think Darla has one of the best voices ever around, definitely here in this city. So you got
Okay.
to check her out. And
Yeah.
I just appreciate people who are like very human
Yeah.
in their music, and then as a person. And their band is really good. The music is really good. But
Okay.
yeah, go listen to some Darla Ray. Great Taurus.
And when you say last album, you're talking about the one
The
you
one I'm
just
working on
okay.
now, yeah. The one that's in the mixing phase right now.
Can't wait.
Me
I'm a
either.
fan. I'm
Thank
a
you.
fan.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, as I was listening, I was like, damn, I hope I get to work with them one day.
I think we should definitely do a collab.
Yeah.
It'd be super fun. Yeah. You heard it here.
It's done. It's
Did it. We're
happening.
collabing.
Yes.
Cool.
Hannah. Hannah Ramone.
Hannah Ramone is my name, yes.
Thanks for
J.
being here.
Henry.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
And I love what you're doing here. It's good stuff.
Thanks. I just like listening to people's music. You know?
That's good. And you got a good listener, you know?
I got two of them actually.
Yeah. And right here is
And
really
right here,
that's
yeah.
where you're listening.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. You're amazing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna let you go.
Okay. Anchor.
I need a better like sign
Oh
out.
dang, I was thinking, does
Just
this lift?
throw the table.
Yeah, just like out of nowhere, just like a big move like that.
Like in the early 2000s, it was like the first viral YouTube video or something where it's like this car and it's like lovely music and it's driving through the hillside and then this like zombie pops out. Do you remember that?
I absolutely know. I showed so many classrooms of children that because I was like, guys, look at this.
And she's scared. I love how back
funny.
in the day, generally,
Yeah.
there wasn't, a million videos being uploaded a day or whatever the stat is. So any viral video that you bring up, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Because
I haven't thought about that in a really long time, but like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna bring up one and you probably won't even know what it is. Do you remember the lizard in the chair?
No.
It's not my chair. Not my chair, not my problem. That's what I say.
Oh no, I don't know that one.
Okay, you have to look it
Dang.
up. It's not it's only funny because I reference it.
Okay.
It's not really that funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, well, glad we cut that before I brought that up.
Yeah, good thing. Embarrassing.